Hello people, my name is Rage, and welcome one and all to a quick build 2.0 champion Okay, if there is one thing that you do not want in your life, okay, it's to be just sitting there, standing there, hovering there, whatever method of being in one place you choose to have, Thomas, and you're just doing that, all casual, you're not wearing a suit, this is not a formal occasion, when all of a sudden, out of nowhere, General Grievous in block form phases through your body, and when you turn around to exclaim your war, he phases back through, and then disappears like the wind. That kind of stuff could leave you scarred. You do not want a robot inside you. So it's time for the next champion 1v1 battle. As you can see, Genosian Warrior with his medley of consoles owned the Nintendo build. So it is time for me to take him on the topic of Indiana Jones, which is of his choosings. Without further ado, 3, 2, 1, go! 12 minutes on the clock. He is vastly more prepared than I, but I have an idea. Yes, I do, and I'm going to use a new block because I can. So, Indiana Jones. I'm going to start this off with a revelation. This revelation is that I have, not seen Indiana Jones. I've seen... Okay, this is probably going to offend a lot of people, and honestly, I can understand why it would. I can. The first Indiana Jones film that I watched, hang on, hack, that's the wrong buttons, wait, buttons, haha! I thought the block sounded loud. I thought there was a certain thud on stone that was not there before. Nobody likes hearing the thud of stone, not even stone golems, and they're made of the stuff. Trust me, I know a stone golem called Harry. He's a little bit stubborn. You know, he's a little bit rocky every now and then, but he's a good guy, and he told me he does not like the sounds of stones. Either way, that is temple collapsing. He's using redstone. That's cheating because I have no idea how to redstone. Either way, we've got my circle. Now you may be thinking, Indiana Jones, circle of rock, boulder. Very original, Rage. And while I accept that it's not terribly original, what I'm going to do with it, I'm at least hoping will be. Either way, back to my confession. The first Indiana Jones film I ever watched was Temple of the Crystal Skull. So I imagine that means I am just a supreme, just ridiculous. Did I do something wrong here? I did do something wrong. I'm in one of those modes, okay? I feel like I may have just fluked it when I did actually well on the medieval build. Like, I feel like that's maybe what happened. And now that I'm being tested on a topic I'm not quite as familiar with, I am falling to pieces. Either way, to my confession, because I lied and I cheated and I lied a little more, but after what you did, I don't know what I did it for. I used to know that song off by heart when I was younger. Why, you ask? I have no idea. Now, to my confession. Now, I know what you're thinking. Rage, I swear to God, if you do not say the confession soon, I am going to murder you. And I could understand that, but what we were talking about was my confession. It's become something I'm actually just amused with now, so I might not actually tell you anymore. I might just leave it as that. No, I will, because it's funny. The first Indiana Jones film I ever watched was Temple of the Crystal Skull, which I think is probably bad. I have since watched The Temple of Doom, which I will admit I rather enjoyed, so I don't know if that earns me any credibility back, but either way, I'm not very versed in the realm of Indiana Jones. So, I mean, if it was James Bond, I would be all over it, but it is not, so there we go. So what I'm going to build here is, you can probably tell, it's the famous rolling boulder, but I am going to turn it into something else entirely. Okay, it does actually look kind of like a rock, so I suppose, really, what more could I ask for in this situation than for my giant circular rock to actually look like a giant circular rock? I also want credit for having the gumption to build a circular thing in Minecraft. I think that is always, it's a little bit impressive if you ask me. So we're going to put this here, we're going to put this here, and there we go. I've done a whole quarter of it. This is going to take a while, actually, isn't it? This is going to take a fair amount of time. If I don't ramp up production on this boulder, then we are probably going to see see some problems. I mean, more problems than I already had, because I have a lot of problems. There's a sizable amount of problems, and if this is all I get done in the time, then all it's gonna look like is I spent 12 goddamn minutes making a freaking rock, and I feel like that's just a little bit bad. You know, no matter who you ask, that is not a sizable amount. That is V-zacking it. And you don't want to V-zacking it. There's Tom and Jerrying it, and then there's V-zacking it. Okay. Alright, I can do this. It's a squarer rock than I was initially hoping for, I'll admit, but that's alright. I'm gonna do that there, which should hopefully even things out. Build up this wall. Yeah, well, I mean, it's still technically a boulder, so that's all I'm gonna go with here. I'm going to delete these because I think maybe they were unnecessary, though I don't have time to be pruning. That is one thing I don't have right now, and that is time. So we just need to hurry up. I say we, you're not helping me, you're watching and laughing at my imminent cataclysmic fail. Well, at least even if I lose this one, I'm still drawing with you guys, so that's good. OJ Pixel, of course, did not win his prize, so Genosian Warrior might be the first person to claim a game. Yeah, that actually works nice. It rolls off the tongue. Claim a game. Also, the straw poll that you guys voted for about the weeklies was about 80% just in favor of having the weeklies. So I suppose it has been decided. Most of you want it. A lot of you don't care either way. And then a very small percentage of you don't like it. And obviously I don't want to ignore that small percentage. Of course I know. You are all people in your own rights, and you deserve to be respected because you're strong, independent viewer that don't need no YouTuber. Though I'd very much appreciate it if you didn't just stop watching my videos. I can't deal with rejection very well. What I was saying, though, however, before I got sidetracked in my misery, is that I will, of course, try and keep the weeklies to not ridiculousness. There will only be... Damn it! Don't ban me! I am going to... he got away before I could ban him. I have banned Don't Ban Me Rage so many times that I'm starting to think this is some joke being played on me. And when there is a joke being played on me, I tend to blame Kadander because he is everywhere. Okay, so I've managed this bit, and we've got 5 minutes left. You know what? I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to finish this off. I need a finished boulder so I can do the thing. And then once I've finished the boulder, I can make it into something, and then that something will totally win me this quick build. That is the entire plan. I really don't want to look at my opponent, because it looks like he's got a really cool redstone temple. Though that does remind me, I did win a Super Battle for Heaven Forever on the topic of Indiana Jones, so, you know, maybe that counts. I built a fully working Temple of Doom in 12 goddamn minutes, which I think is still, you know, down in history is one of the more impressive quick builds, if I do say so myself, and I often say so myself. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Oh, I tell you what, guys, today, remember the story I told about the delivery guy and the pen and the cracked screen? Sounds like a really, epic novel, actually. I got another delivery day today, and it was the same guy, and he had a new one. He must have figured out that obviously he figured out that it was broken. He will have looked at it. But either way, he was using a brand new one, and a new pen as well, and I felt really, really bad. So, yeah, thought you'd like to know the follow-up on that. It's a small words. We've got our boulder. It doesn't matter that it's not even, because, you know, it's a boulder. Now, what I need is a brown clay. Clay, give me brown. Clay, give me iron. And a fence, and there we go. Alright, so, what I'm going to do is attach a sort of device to the side, and then I also want coal, and I want wood. Now, you may be thinking, what the hell are you doing, Rage? And good question, actually. Very, very good question. But I do have a plan, believe it or not. And you're probably thinking, I'm going to choose the or not part of that conundrum if it's all the same to you. And, you know, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. But at the same time, have faith in me. You know I build the quickest. I do actually probably build the quickest, now that I think about it. I probably genuinely build really quite quickly compared to a lot of people. So this is a wheel. So what I am going to make, everybody, is the Indiana Jones Bouldermobile. We've got a spike there. I want a little bit coming out here. In fact, we'll have a little bit more wood support on this side and on this side. There we go. So we got the wheel on the side, and then this is going to be the Whippinator. Because obviously Indiana Jones and his favorite whip, that is how it works. So we're going to have this coming out, and then the clay here is going to be a sort of spiraling, whippy type card. Jesus, that is a lot of command blade. He has taken this challenge very seriously, and now I am scared. I am very scared now, and I have a feeling that I am about to lose horrifically, and that is not a good feeling. That is not a good feeling. So we got the one whip coming out here. We'll attach it with a few more bits of iron. There we go. And then we're going to have the other whip coming over here, and there is Freeman's remaining. I will give him a slight little hint there, and then we're going to build this whip up all the way. Let's actually do it so I don't have to delete it. There we go. So, you know, the chariot goes, it goes vom, 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 and it's an Indiana Jones boulder chariot, and then the whips just go, you know, as whips do. And I think that works really, really well, and then we'll have it fastened in here, like so. That works really nicely. Bring this across here, have it fixed in with iron bars, and, you know, this generally, I think this does look like a whip chariot. Probably wanted something better than a whip chariot. I will admit that you probably did want something like that, but, you know, sometimes you just gotta try something before realizing that it's actually failing horribly. And then in the top of the boulder here, we, of course, need to have, I don't know why I built that with slabs. Actually, that doesn't make any sense. We need to have the command booth. And in the command booth, we are going to have an armor stand. Where are you? Yes, there we have it. And then he's going to go here. And then we need a leather chest. Yes, and then more leather boots. Yes, there we go. Then we're going to acquire all of this and go into our inventory, and I have the power, because this is obviously going to be Indy himself, who's just going to be chilling on here with, in fact, no, he needs an iron, because he normally wears a white shirt, doesn't he? I'm pretty sure. I'm not up on my Indy lore too much. And then we're going to give him a, can you give them a hoe? I don't actually know if you can give them a hoe. I'm going to see if I can give him a hoe. Can I give him a... I can't give him a hoe. Well, I guess a brown sword is the closest thing to a whip in this game. Oh, you can't just give a... How do people do it? I don't understand. All right, we're not going to worry about that. We're not going to worry about that. That is fine. And if we get more iron... Okay, I'll admit, when I started this quick build, okay, I was like, you know what? I will build the Indiana Jones Bouldermobile, and it's going to be incredible. And in my head, that sounded like a fantastic idea. Of course it did. Well, not a working one. That would be crazy. But an Indiana Jones Bouldermobile? Hell yes. And as it's actually turned out in practice, you may have Tom and Jerry'd it a little bit. And then we're going to have the sword point, which is going to come out of here like so. I just need this to be there, and then we're going to build that there, and then that there, and then that there, and then this is going to come out here, and this is going to be like an Indiana Jones sword type deal that's stabbing out, because I'm pretty sure at some point he probably used a sword, and then the handle of the sword is going to be this. That's a good handle of the sword. And time technically is up, but I do want to finish the last part of my build, which was going to be the side pistol. Yeah! Look at the side pistol go. There's the trigger. The side pistol, everybody. It's not what I would call amazing. It's not what I would call incredible by any stretch of the... I like to think it's original. Oh god, the other side doesn't have a wheel. It's just going to fall on its left side that's... Either way, over in vote 1, my build, I'm vote 1. Ya prick! I don't know why I felt the need to get aggressive, probably because I'm jealous of his build. Either way, in vote 1, we have the Indiana Jones Boulder Chariot Mobile. Fresh with, like, completely spoked wheels. And you gotta remember, I don't have prep time and the challenges do, okay? We have very leathery whip attack device which spins round and... We have the front scimitar sword plunging device, and we have the side pistol. Choo, choo. Look, it fires bullets in like a whoa path. And then in the command center, we have totally Indiana Jones looking out, about to destroy his build. Vote 1. Ooh, he made the boulder temple. Okay. How start here? I will start here. Yes, I will. So, we have this. We crash. You first grab the idol. Okay, I'm gonna grab it. Boom! Oh god, get the fuck out! Oh no! And then there's arrows everywhere, and then jump the pit, and then... Oh my god! And then that's doing that, and then... Jesus! Boulder! Run! Oh no, Indy's there and everything, and then... Oh, I got trapped in the web. I'm probably dead now, aren't I? And then, haha! I cheated, but then I escaped. Then run here. Oh, we're escaping. And then, vroom! Okay, and then we're going on to this, which I assume is like a helicopter thing. And then jump onto the plane, and then there we go. So he's done a lovely interactive escape the temple build. Oh yeah, look, they actually shut behind me as I went, and then the boulder's there, and I like that. And he actually has an Indiana Jones that actually looks like Indiana Jones, whereas mine looks like the skeleton of maybe his clothes. So there we have it. We have the Boulder Indy Chariot in vote 1. We have Escape the Temple Indy in vote 2. I'm sorry. My name has been Rage. I would like if you enjoyed this. It really does help, guys, and I do appreciate it. Oh, goodbye. It has a sword plunger. You're welcome, Genosian. Oh, goodbye. You